Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my Quilting Life Insomniac series, episode 35. Um, yeah, don't forget if you're new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get notifications when I'm live, and like my videos and share them. I'm trying to get the other screen going so that I can read comments. Although I can see that there's nobody else on just yet, but that's what happens in Insomniac videos. So sometimes there's people here, sometimes there's not. Anywho, so I figured I'd get to working on my son's quilt, Cyrus's quilt. It's what I've been working on for the past couple, well, not couple nights, the few nights ago that I was here. Hi, Marie. So I need to get some more done on it. Let me just take this is where I'm at. They're pressed flat so that I can sew them. Wonderful rows. So this is row 1, row 2, and row 3. I am just going to sit here. Row 1 is pressed out this way, both sides, both seams are pressed out. And then the middle row, the seams are pressed in. And then again, with the last row, the seams are pressed out on these seams that are, these two seams. So that's how that's going to work. And I'm just going to start sewing these together. So yeah, hope everybody is doing fine and all is well in the world. I'm going to bring these close to me again. I'm just going to show you one more time. The seams for these are pressed out, so away from the middle, and then the middle seams are going to be pressed in towards the middle, and then the last row are going to be also away from the middle. And I'm just going to lay this pile next to me. I'm going to move this stuff because I really don't need it right here for now. And I'm going to take this other pile. Hi, Pamela. And I'm going to stick it right here next to me. And I'm just going to start chain piecing all of these through from top to bottom. I wasn't going to press them, but I was bored. Was it last night? Yeah, last night I got bored, so I decided to press them and cut off all the dog ears. But I couldn't video because I needed to be quiet. So tonight it's okay that I sew. So I'm just going to take number 1 and number 2, one from each pile, making sure they're in the direction I want them to face. So I want all my background fabric to all face the same direction. And I'm going to put them right sides together, and I am just going to sew these with a 1/4 inch seam, nesting my centers. Again, I'm not looking for perfection with this project because my son really could care less. He said he just wants another quilt. So I'm not purposely trying to mess anything up, but I am, having fun sewing something that's simple and easy, which is half square triangles. The part that will be fun will be laying it out and seeing what I can do with these sets as they are being made. And 2 big blocks. Just remember that all these are biased seams now. See, I'm going to be chain piecing the rest, but they're all biased. So if you need to stretch anything to be whatever, this is what it's going to look like in the next row. And I'll put that one on for now, just so that you can see. I'll grab the top one from that pile. Again, it'll go right sides together. And it'll go right on the top. The rest I'll chain piece through, though, but this will be the block. So I start by sewing that, and then I'm going to nest these seams. I'm going to hold them as if it was a pin, but with my fingers. They should nest pretty nicely. Line up the ends. And sew through. So now I have 1 full block. Making sure that all of my seams or all of my blue pieces, which is my background fabric, are all going the same way. And this one just so happens to have lined up with 3 light colors down the center, but they're all going to be different. So, and Cyrus was pretty happy with that layout. All right, so now I'm just going to chain piece the rest of these through. Sometimes it's good to just go with the flow and not worry about perfection. Yes, exactly. And with this one, it really don't matter. I'm not really caring. The only thing I care about is that I finally get it done. I've got lots of other stuff to do. And I'm just, I don't know. Yesterday was a bad day. Today was mostly a bad day, but I needed to do some sewing. So why not take advantage of my free time when I can't sleep and sew? Hi, Kim. How is everybody doing tonight? My legs are killing me. I went for a walk today. I walked like 3/4 of a mile one way and 3/4 of a mile back, trying to get a little bit of exercise in, but it was very slow. Very, very slow. Like I was a turtle. And I rested as needed, but we went all together, both me, Scott, Cyrus, and both the girls went for a walk. We went down to the school because the school is still offering free meals to kids 18 and under. Scott was gonna drive the girls up there, and they were like, well, you know, the school is only 3/4 of a mile down the street, so why not walk? So that's what we did. He didn't think I could do it, but I did it. I mean, I can do things on good days, but then it makes tomorrow is going to be a bad day because of it. So, well, we'll see. Maybe it won't be because I'm sewing right now, which is my relaxing thing that makes me feel better. So, but at least I did get some exercise in today. Okay, did some sewing. Pamela's right hip is giving her the blues, arthritis. I know how you feel. My hips kill me all the time. The walking actually didn't bother me that bad. The walking uphill. See, it's downhill to the school. It's uphill on the way home. So, but the downhill part didn't bother me. Not that much. It's just my legs. My legs aren't used to walking that far or that much. But we spent a lot of today outside because it was a nice day. It was a little bit of overcast, so it wasn't like too hot or anything. I was told today that my Meals on Wheels is not delivering this week. What? That's kind of dumb, actually. Is it because of the coronavirus is too much in your specific area, maybe? And those of you who are new to my channel watching this now or later, the Insomniac series is a series of episodes, kind of like TV episodes. You never know what's going to happen next. I usually try to keep up with the same project until it's done between episodes, but they're always after 10 p.m. Arizona time when we can't sleep. Well, when I can't sleep and you can't sleep either, obviously, because you're watching this. So for those that are new, that's what the Insomniac series is. I don't put in the title what the name of what I'm working on is, purposely to get you to want to watch it. So you never know what's going to be on. But anyway, yeah, I think that's kind of dumb, Pam, that Meals on Wheels isn't delivering, because some people rely on those. I was glad that the school was still doing the free lunch thing. It's so much harder now that school has been canceled here. We just got the update. I don't think I told you guys since I haven't been on the last 2 nights. School has been canceled indefinitely for the rest of the school year, which is really dumb. Because, for one, I'm a stupid parent. Technology doesn't come easy to me, and that makes it hard to help my kid do any kind of schooling, because I don't know how he is supposed to find, I don't know where it is, how you're supposed to click on it, what you're supposed to find, and they are printing up packets. But Maxine went and got a packet today, and it was all for the wrong stuff. They printed up the wrong classwork for her. So now she has to start over and get all the whatever. So, yeah, it's going to be probably like that with CJ. He went today for just one classwork, art class, and did a test for gym, all which, went to the school, and then the art class stuff is just, you do by hand and then turn in. But gym wise, it's online. They want you to just do exercises every day and then fill out questionnaires. So personal opinion on this subject, with all these schools being canceled till the end of the year, the ones that are supposed to graduate 2020 this year are 100% not going to be as caught up as those who graduated in 2019, 2018, and so on and so forth. They're going to be so behind because they get to slack off and not really do their work properly and go on the internet and Google whatever they want as an answer, instead of sitting in a classroom and learning it from a teacher, learning it from a book, learning it however a classroom teaches. Instead, they're sitting at home. Most teenagers don't sit with their parents to do their work anyway. So stupider than most graduates. And I don't understand why they're doing this. I mean, there's no direction at all. Some schools probably have it set up where the teachers are like live chatting or something with their classes, like join class at this time and go on a live stream. But there are a lot of parents like me out there that can't figure out the schooling. Plus, we don't have a printer. We don't have a really good computer. We have a laptop. My laptop, I don't know any of it, and CJ doesn't know any of it. So, there's going to be a lot of stupider graduates this year. They don't get that proper education. And I don't mean stupid like that. I just mean it's stupid, as in it's a stupid thing that they canceled school stupid, because they're not learning as much as the rest of them. That's my personal opinion. Just if, anybody was curious about my personal opinions too. Yeah, our school has been canceled for the rest of the year. All those kids that were supposed to, get the best of grades so that they can go to a good college for next year. I don't know how that's going to happen. They didn't get the proper schooling to go to the college. It makes no sense to me. Okay, I was there. Refrigerator is full. Don't have to worry about those. Can I agree with you? And Nashville, Tennessee. And good grief. Hi, Jill. My youngest son's senior year. Thankfully, he's a very good student. I don't mean it like that. Some are very good students. I just meant that the idea, this is stupid. They're going to be learning a little bit less than 2019s and 18s and 17s graduates, if that makes any sense, because it's now teenagers are teenagers. If they're not sitting in a classroom with a teacher and a bunch of kids and they're discussing that work right there, they're not getting that every opinion about everything. They're not getting the teacher questioning in front. It's all just on a piece of paper. Read this article and give me an explanation of what you read. Guess what you can do to get that? You can Google, to get the answers. So I don't know. To me, it just seems really, really dumb. For seniors, they should have allowed something a little bit different for seniors to graduate and get that. Because CJ doesn't even have work yet. They're just the art thing. They're way behind on some of the teachers don't even know how to use the program that our schooling here is trying to use to get the students work out to them. So it's a learning experience for our teachers as well. So if they mess up, they can't get mad or grade a student properly because of their original mess up, if that makes any sense. There's tons of kids that do online schooling, and there's also kids that graduate from online schooling and private schools and private lessons and homeschooling by parents and so on. But I don't know. I think once they're used to going to school for something and they've gone there, and this is their 4th year there, they're a senior and they're graduating, that it should be a little bit different, you know. And that's just me personally thinking out loud. But you don't have to pass a test to graduate. I'm so sad. I won't have to see a graduation ceremony or any activities. I think it's best. It's protecting the children that have. Well, I'm not saying it's not the best or is the best, Tracy, and welcome. Hello. I'm just saying that the education that they're used to, as now they're sitting home with a computer and their parents are probably working. Some parents have to work still, you know, they're not getting what the experience that they're supposed to get. At least my professional, personal, been to high school opinion. I know my experience in high school. I switched high schools a lot. So I think if I would have stayed in one school for that continuing time, I probably would have had better grades, better this, better that. But I moved high schools quite a bit. So in the middle of school years, and my education wasn't that great. Maybe I would have had better math skills or something. We didn't have internet in school either back then. So, because I graduated school in 96. So we didn't have, I mean, there was computers at school and there was internet, but not like there is now. I just think it's weird because I can't help him at all. Maxine's just been working mostly instead of going to school. There's no school. And she works a job that's high demand called a grocery store. So Kansas schools cancel for the rest of the year, but doing online, same with a lot in Missouri. I heard that with a lot of schools. Jill works for the school district, and honestly, we're all scrambling to get it together. That's what the teacher called me yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. One of the teachers called me and said they're just having a hard time getting it all together because they were only supposed to be closed until April 10th, and then they were going to reopen. So yeah, now it's playing the catch-up game. And our schools don't stay up as long as a lot of other schools because we got out early because it gets hot here, so they don't do school during, like, some schools don't get out to the end of May. Ours is the beginning of May. Some schools don't even get out till June. I was in California before when I was a kid. So yeah, they're losing out on quite a little bit of schooling due to this. And there's gonna be no prom and no, like, graduation ceremony. This year's kids are missing out, and it kind of sucks. I feel bad. Hi, Terry. Tracy said, I'm sorry, but I used to visit my daughter's school just to observe how she was getting taught. What I witnessed really made me mad. I never did any of the hanging out at the school things. Scott did, though, because they used to have parents days. He used to do that with the kids. I didn't because I can't sit long periods of time and then transfer from class to class. I would have just been pooped and or snoring in class, which would have just been disruptive from me. If they are cheating by using the internet for answers, they will be sorry when they go to the next grade. Exactly. 3/4 of the teachers were sitting on the internet shopping, stood behind the children when we did the SAT testing and gave correct answer and told the students they need high grades. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's just because with school being out, there's parents like me who can't do it, their online stuff with them. I don't know where to guide them to or do anything like that. So it's just going to be a little bit harder. It's going to be nothing but do a little bit of work once he gets his paper packets and then play video games all day or hang out with the kids or I can't do flashcards with him. He is 14 years old. I did them with Triana today. So yeah, there's going to be some things that I just can't help him with, especially math, like algebra, which he was asking me while he was still in school. I'm like, yeah, go ask Scott. I have no clue what you're talking about. So there's just going to be a lot of things that are going to be different for those that are in the higher grades, I think. I don't know. I just wish it was different or some other kind of whatever. I don't know. If their schools got good grades, but the school got better funding. Our schools don't get shit for funding. Oops, did I say that out loud? Our schools need funding all the time. So I don't know how they're working. They're using a thing called Google Classroom. I guess you can, the kids can access it from their cell phones because 90% of students have cell phones. Mine didn't though at first. I raised the kids without computers and cell phones and stuff like that. So at first they didn't have it. Now they do, but so now they can access their schoolwork from their phone, but they can only do so much because they can't print it up. And I can't go to the store to buy a printer and probably could order one online that won't be here for a month, you know. I don't need a printer though because, yeah, I don't have nothing to print. So they're going to pick up the packets from school and hopefully that helps. I won't be able to help with it. Scott can't know. I'm not a school type person. Maybe for physical education, like, you know, questions for things like that, because CJ is in 9th grade and I don't think he has done a reproduction class yet on what to and not to do. Maxine had it when she was in 9th grade. It's not like the talk, it's just it's a course through gym class. Sex ed, reproduction, or whatever. I don't remember what it was called, but Maxine had it, so I know CJ will have it soon. Sports is what my son is missing the most. He was on the track and field and was striving to beat the school's record for long jump. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, see, and I know a lot of Maxine's friends are actually in sports also, so they can't do them either. And then they can't even go to the park right now and play at the park, you know, to play. They can do it in their own backyards. It's ridiculous. I know. Some kids are really, really into sports too. When we were out walking to the school today, there was a teenager out jogging. It was surprising. So he must be on some kind of track team too, and he just missed jogging, so he's out jogging. I've never seen the kid in the area before either, so it's probably because he was always in school. Serious, we pulled her out and homeschooled. I thought about homeschooling years and years ago, but like I said, I was a lousy student, so I got good grades at first, but not until I started switching. Then it went downhill from there. The later into my teens I got, the worse my grades got. Some things I wish I paid attention to. I'm definitely good in English though, because I used to like to write. I wanted to write things, and yeah, so I used to love to write. I wrote poetry. I actually have 2 poems in published books and mixed poems, American books. Don't know the exact name because I don't have the book and haven't been able to find it since my teens. It's like Great American Teen something poetry book. I have the paperwork somewhere. It says what the book is and all that stuff. But there's 2 poems from me in it. But that was the only thing I liked to do. I liked to write. Why is everything all about money, even education? Yeah, I know. We never had computers in school or a calculator. We had calculators, but they aren't anything like the calculators you have now. We didn't have, we had, when I was in school, we had Apple computers. That was what we learned on for a typing class I took on an Apple computer. That's how I got good at typing. All right, this is my last one for this, and then I'm going to start adding the other side. I'm not even going to unhook them all. I'm going to put them all on my lap. And then run it back through. So I'll have double chained pieced. So I'm going to pull the whole thing onto my lap like this. Better the testing scores, the more funding they receive. So sad. It's common for teaching to get good scores on tests, not for academic achievements. We used an electric typewriter. I had one of those when I was young. It was my mom's, and then she let me have it when I moved out because I still liked to write poetry back then. Was when the key got stuck. All right, so I'm gonna take this next one, same thing as that first one. I'm gonna put it over while everything is still hooked together, and I won't lose what row, or not what row, but what order these go in. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what order they go in. Oops, I accidentally veered away from a correct seam allowance there. I guess I'll snip as I go because it's trying to pull. Okay. Got to adjust my butt. Yeah, you are good. If I would have screwed up one of the squares by now. Oh. When I first started doing this, I was gonna say squared. I screwed up quite a few times. So here's another one. This one almost looks like it has a complete blue, but that's only because the fabric that's there. So this is actually going to look kind of cool when it's done, because some of the fabrics are so dark they almost blend with the blue, but that was CJ's choice. So it'll make it look like something else that it's not. So that's kind of cool. I remember taking a typing class with the typewriters with the long keys. So when I get to that seam, I'll snip it, because see how it's wanting to pull, being stuck on my lap like this. And I'll lay the scissors on it. bias seam is stretching on this one funny. There we go. So here's another one. I think they look cool. The round buttons that clicked every time you hit a key. Took 2 pieces accidentally. I can't tell anybody how big this quilt will be because I actually don't know yet. I kind of have an idea how I want to lay these out. I'm just going to hold them up every time. Well, at least try to for a moment. How's everybody doing otherwise, other than schools being out and stress of being home constantly? Everybody doing okay mentally? I think holding them up is probably going to take me longer. If I just keep sewing, maybe I should be good. Hi, Daniel. My parents had one of those manual typewriter with the return arm. And then my mom got the little brother electric one. I loved that thing. But the old school one, it was really hard to type on because the round keys, like some of them it was so old that some of them would stick and you would have to push really hard with your fingers to get them to go down. And that was before I learned how to like type quick. So before I took a class, and yeah, once I took a class, I was on my mom's little brother thing. I think it was typing faster than it could go, but it used to have a little screen and you could see the letters you typed. And then as soon as you pressed enter, it would type them. But if you didn't press enter, you could actually press this little back button and go back and look at all the words to make sure that you spelled it correct or put commas where you're supposed to put commas or made sure that there wasn't a wrong letter or number or something in this in the place where it was. I'm wondering what I ever did with that thing, because I think when when I finally moved out, I think my mom gave it to me. Maybe it was another one she gave me. I don't remember. I'm just gonna throw these out of the way for you. So, oh, this one has 2 of the same fabrics in it. I tried for that not to happen, but it happened. Oh well. CJ is not gonna care. He doesn't really care. He just wanted another quilt. And I knew it. I think I rolled. Oh, yes, I did. I rolled 2 the other day. So hopefully I don't run out of the second one. This is when I was on the other day making the reversible table runner, which I haven't put together yet, by the way, if you were wondering. It's just sitting over there on the side. I have to go in the garage and grab one of the larger quilt trimmings, or actually, never mind. Oh, nope, this isn't big enough. I had quilt batting here for a table runner, but it's not big enough. Never mind. I would have used that instead. Probably can make some pot holders with what I have right there, though. I'm just throwing them out of the way now, by the way. That way I can get them sewn faster. Oh, 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 oh. You and me both. Graduating from can't sleep either. I don't know why, but I hear a lot of people that can't sleep anymore at no. I think that's what it was. At night. Yeah, and right now a lot of people can't sleep at night. You're stuck at home and that you're getting your schedules off. A lot of people, especially ones that I know, like retired people and stuff around me, people that I know around me, they're taking different naps now and stuff, which is affecting their sleep, or they're just, you know, doing whatever they can and they rest, and then they do whatever they can and they rest, and then they can't sleep at night, you know. So it's probably just because we're all stuck at home. Most people are used to getting up and going out and garage sailing or whatever they do, you know. Getting a little stir crazy, stay inside. Allergies are horrible. Ugh. Someone say goodnight. Oh, no, I think that was just saying, like she fixed what she was saying. Tiffany, I think I had the same brother typewriter. Yeah, Jill. My mom had got, I don't remember what I did with it though, or if she did give me that one. But she did give me one when I left, because when I moved out on my own, I had a typewriter, but I don't remember which one it was. I don't think it was the gray little brother she gave that she had. Not leaving. Oh, I corrected my word. Put a note. That sounds like a word processor. I don't know what it was. I just know it was a brother typewriter, and it just had a small skinny screen, like a little long skinny screen, like actually like one row of how my brother sewing machine is, except that one's two, so you can put the numbers in. Just had a little screen, and it only let you type like whatever amount of words that would be in one, you know, edge to edge of the paper, and you can go back through and look. But it could have been a word processor in it. I don't know. Has anyone made any masks? I'm going to try making one tomorrow. Don't have elastic, but we'll sew strips or straps instead. I haven't made any masks. No, I'm not planning on it either. A couple of my friends have already asked me, and I said, no, I'm not going to do it. But Kim here made me some before this whole, you know, epidemic thing started going around, because the whole dust from my machine. That's why I'm constantly doing this, rubbing my nose, because the dust, constantly breathing it in. It's so annoying. So even after this whole coronavirus thing is over, you could still wear your masks while you sew, especially if you have lots of thread dust and your face is in front of your machine like mine is. Because I swear I have more allergy problems when I'm sitting in this room with this machine than anywhere else in my house. I love these pink colors in here and these reds. They're so vibrant. Let me hold it up so you can see. So very, very vibrant. So pretty. Hi, BJ. Non-woven interfacing will work as an extra filter. I will try my best. Non-woven interfacing, hopefully it's not the iron interfacing, anything you got to iron on. It's got to be sew-in, because iron-on has a glue, which is a chemical, and I don't think people want to breathe chemicals, so I wouldn't use an iron-on. Make sure it's a sew-in interfacing. I hope you're feeling better. I'm okay. I went for a walk today, so I'm good. I'm just I'm a little tired in the legs from all the activity today, but that's normal when you don't work out like me. Because I don't work out and I mean, I exercise, but not that kind of exercising. I don't walk a half, 3/4 of a mile one way and 3/4 of a mile the other. So that's a mile and a half, I don't ever walk that far. Except when I go to Walmart. Because I have to walk the whole store and go up and down all the aisles. Not the food side, though. Because the food side, we don't shop for food at Walmart. We get food at Smith's, which is Kroger for most people. Or Stater Brothers for other people. So, yeah. That's the only time I ever walk as much as I did today. And those days wear me out, too. Trust me. You don't have any issues when you use the long arm when I'm standing there for a long time? No. I mean, I do stretch my legs when I'm at the long arm. I do it often, actually. Even when you guys see me recording when I'm at the long arm, what I'll do is sometimes when I'm pausing, say I've paused, for a second and I'm like explaining something to you guys, one hand is explaining, the other one is stretching my legs. Like I'll pull my foot up towards my rear, and stretch my legs. Yeah, I do that quite often. But then when I am long arming on my own, I like to dance around. I don't think it's called dancing. I call it like bebopping around. So I like move my body and I move my legs so that they're not standing completely still. And then my anti-fatigue mats actually help too. What's worse than long arming is actually sitting here in this chair because it's a bar height chair with my feet. One foot hangs, the other's on a table. And if I put my left foot onto the little table that's down there, that my foot pedal is on, then there's not enough room, and I like naturally, like foot spasms and like leg twitching and stuff, I naturally end up kicking it off with the opposite leg. So my foot pedal ends up gone under the table. So it just hangs there, and there's a bar at the bottom of my seat, but my legs are too short. I have really short legs. Any chair, most chairs that I sit in, my legs do not touch the ground at all. My tippy toes can. I can tippy toe the ground on some chairs. Oops, I already did that. But not all. Some chairs, since my feet don't touch the ground, my legs go numb so easily. So very, very easily. CJ chose well. Yes, he did. Okay, I already read that one. I had the Zoom meeting on Monday, and I said I would let you know what I thought of Zoom. It was nice being able to see everyone, but I didn't like when someone was talking, the camera literally zoomed in on their face. Yikes. Oh, wow. So it picked up what person was talking and like changed it out naturally or something. Like, so if I was talking and then you were talking, it'd go onto your screen, and then say Kim was talking, it'd go on her screen, and BJ would go on that screen. Is it like something like that, like when a person talks? Or do you have to press a button like a walkie-talkie to talk and it go to their screen? Is it something like that? I never heard of it before you guys started talking about it. Is it just mainly for meetings, or can it be used just to talk to a bunch of friends? I don't mind the camera in my face because it's always in my face. Being on YouTube, you guys know my face is here. You guys get wonderful little pictures of me as little icons when you look at the video. I don't really know what to put anymore because I'm not on the computer, and I don't have those little pictures I had on the computer on my cell phone. So to, do the live stream. Oh, the bag just fell. Interesting. It's because I have a fan on, I think. Oops. Come on, stay. arm sewing would kick up more thread dust. Nope. The Glide thread is virtually dust proof. Like it literally barely leaves dust. When I am done with a project and I go to dust out the bobbin area, it's almost empty. It like hardly gets anything. Like this right here. Let's see if I can show you guys. See that? That's thread dust. Can you believe that? That's what gets on my Juki, and it's mainly in this little section right here. Look. This is what I'm breathing in. This constantly gets wiped. I keep a little rag right here, and I just kind of like wipe, you know, anywhere that the thread is, and then go forth, you know, with what I'm doing, and then I'll wipe again, you know, usually between videos, so I don't have to do that during the video. But the long arm, that does not happen at all unless I switch to a cotton thread. Then it does. There's one of my threads that I have out there. It's a no-name brand. It's a variegated, and oh my god, that stuff was like every within every bobbin, you know, every time I had to change the bobbin, there was so much caked, more than what I had on my finger just now, just caked in there. That's how dusty that one thread was. So I haven't used it since. It's still out there though. I should bring it in and use it up on other stuff because it's a variegated thread and it's really pretty, but it's very, very dusty. So the Glide is virtually dustless, which is a positive. And I would sew every project with it if I could afford to, but I can't. So I just stick with what I buy here, these other no-name schools. All right, the stack is getting lower. Allows things to grow to the perfectly short, folks. Just got there sooner. Yes. Tiffany, see everyone at the same time. But when someone speaks, the camera will zoom in on that person. I think that there is a raising hand feature to speak out. Ours wasn't that organized. We spoke over each other. That's pretty much what happens every time I talk to all my, like I have a couple friends that we do the Facebook video chat thing with, and a couple of us will get on at once, and we literally have to be like, stop. Okay. One of you say what you had to say. Okay, what was that? Because the other person will pop in, but I didn't say that. You know, it's kind of funny actually. So it gets hard to talk to friends when everybody has something to say, especially during this time. Definitely during this time. Right now, that thing that when Mama used to tell you to mind your own business, right now you don't want to mind your own business because you're stuck at home and you need something to talk about. So you want everybody else's business in your life. You want to know what your family and friends are up to, drama or not. You're like, so how did you make that today? What'd you do today? How did it feel to do that? What was this? What was that? You know, because you need to have something to talk about, or else it's, oh, I just watched another episode of CSI, you know, same thing I did yesterday. You gotta talk to everybody, learn everybody's drama. You can't go outside and hang with friends and chit chat like normal. Oops, there I go, knocking my pedal down. Zoom is like the Brady Bunch. All screens can be going at the same time with voice. Ah, okay. I swear I'm shrinking as I get older. I can't even reach the second shelf in my kitchen cupboards like before. I couldn't reach them ever in the first place. But they say people do shrink when you get older because your spine will start to curve, especially if you have osteoporosis or any kind of osteo type conditions. Stars good on camera. I agree. Good morning. Hi, Sharon. And Kim, that is why I'm short and shrinking. Yeah, I know. Yes, exactly. Use this bypass perfection. Now you back to it. I've seen people use bias tape instead of elastic. I bought elastic headbands, but have not made any masks yet. I heard that on, is that Siobhan? I think that's Siobhan. I heard that the hair bands is actually harder to use because you got to make the face mask longer, because hair bands, when you first buy them, aren't as stretchy. They're really, really tight. Like this one I've been wearing for, I tend to use them for like 6 months before they get enough to where I could put it on my wrist and it doesn't choke my wrist. So if you're going to be using hair bands, you need to make sure that they are some kind of looser, more stretched ones. And or go to the dollar store. You know, they make those big, huge headbands. That's a big, huge headband that holds your hair back. They make those. Those are elastic. But I think one headband per one mask if you do it that way. But the regular hairbands, that I don't think that's really a good idea. It's going to pull our ears and it's going to yank and it's going to hurt. But using a bias tape would work, because I've already seen 2, 3 other YouTubers, actually, because there's a lot of YouTubers making mask videos, use the bias tape idea. And other people making binding, but not out of 2.5-inch binding, out of even smaller, like 1.5-inch strips, just folding it a certain way and pressing it and then sewing it closed. Kind of small, like a wristlet strap that you would use on a clutch purse, you know, or clutch bag. I don't, is it called a purse or is it called a bag? I'm not sure. Hi, Sarah. Okay. Good morning. Hi, Joy. What I'm making Cyrus's quilt blocks for his quilts. Same thing I've been making the last couple of Insomniac videos. These are his quilt blocks. All of my blue, his color that he chose, is all going in the same direction. And then I'm going to be hooking. Well, we'll see how it comes out. I'll be hooking 4 of them together in a specific way. Hopefully it looks right when I lay it on the floor. I need to lay it on the floor once these are done, though. I don't want it to look too weird because he won't like it. He'll be like, you went through all that, Mom, and I don't like it. And I don't want that kind of reaction from him. So, episode, what am I on? 35. So 34, 33, and 32, maybe? I think I started these in episode 32. Let's see. Whoa, it's going fast. Okay. Did I say hi to Joy? I think I said hi to Joy because she asked me what I was making. That's right. Oh, hi here. Told my husband I want step ladders that come out of the front of the door of the cupboard. You know, they have those. A lot of cupboard companies actually have a little pull-out little step thing, and it's a double-sided. You can lean it one way or the other, and you can have one put on any, and it's really thin. It's like probably like that big, and it slides out like kind of like the trash compactor cupboard that they make now. And the one that goes next to a dishwasher, what is that called? It's a spice rack kind. No, it's not next to the dishwasher. It's on the top. No, it is. It's on the lower part. It's a spice rack one. I've seen them in the kitchen remodel shows that I watch. And that's right. Yes, I watch remodel TV shows like Love It or List It or Flip or Property Brothers. I watch all those. Very, very interesting kitchen designs for sure. Like I want the you guys know the old farmer sink, or what the farmhouse sink, it's set really low as at the height of the counter, like set low, and it's really deep. I want a kitchen sink like that. I keep telling Scott, you know, all that wasted space under the sink, we don't need all that space. Let's put a, you know, fancy barn, or I guess farmhouse or barn sink there. But they're expensive. We looked at them last time we were at, I think it was Lowe's, and it was quite expensive. I was like, wow, that's surprising. It was, oh, wow, that went fast. Let's see. I watched you the other night. Really enjoyed it. Some of the medical professionals are requesting the ties because the elastic can cause a reaction on their skin. Yeah, because some elastics, I guess, have oh my goodness, what's latex or something in the elastic? Some don't, some do though. But I don't know if the manufacturers actually tell you. And I actually am allergic to latex. But these ones that Kim made me must not have a latex in them because they don't itch or bother me at all. I think these are like some kind of woven elastic of some sort. So that's why I started doing like one has no elastic bias tape anywhere. Sarah, the bonnet's coming. Hi everyone. Hi Nita. Oh boy, I'm looking into it. Thank you. I'm still working on them, Nita. Binding straps was what I was thinking. 1 to 2 inches folded. Hi Shirley. I have that sink. I love it. See, I want that sink. I tell my husband all the time. I see it on so many of those shows, those property flipping shows. Oh my God, they're so beautiful too. And with the right counters and cupboards and the, you know, the setting and stuff, I think it looks awesome. And the fact that you can stick, you know, even with the way the faucet comes up and stuff, the faucet head, you can have any faucet head. No matter what faucet head, you can actually put a big pot in there and wash it and not. We have a double sink right now and our garbage disposal don't even work. So we don't need that part. We can just have one big open deep dish sink, the kind that grandmas used to wash their babies in back in the day. You know, I think those sinks are so awesome. But we don't have that kind of kitchen. I mean, it would look kind of weird. We have a galley kitchen, so it's skinny and long and it gets so hot when cooking in there, so we really don't spend enough time in there to have a nice sink and nice cupboards and nice everything. But maybe in the future, never know. If I find one at a garage sale, I definitely will tell Scott, hey, let's just put this in the house. Oops, I already did that. I keep doing it more than once. Am I almost at the bottom? Almost at the bottom. Hi, Marlene. Doing Becca's block. Joy's making both. Making both what? What are you making both, Joy? Random question. I've never used heat and bond and need to get some. Is there someone that can recommend? There's only one kind. Hold on, let me grab some. What I use, at least. It's right here. At least I stuck it right here originally. Is this it? Nope, that's the interfacing. Hold on. Turn you guys around for a second. So this is my tub. Actually, it's not a tub. It is a box of interfacings. So you're talking about the two-sided kind, right? The Hellon. Let's see if this is even the right paper for it. That's Wonder Under. Sometimes the papers are on, sometimes they're not. Here it is, the whole entire thing of it. This is Wonder Under. Paper-backed fusible web. What did you say you wanted? Hold on a second. Let me look again at the comments. Heat and bond. Well, this is what I use. It's the same as that heat and bond stuff. Where is my heat and bond one? Aha! No fusible interfacing too. What happened to it? It was supposed to be right here. Haha, there it is. Heat and bond. This one is Fusible interfacing. You know what? This stuff is the same as the Pellon. Really, honestly. The weight is a little bit different. Where does it say on it? This is 20-inch 1 yard. That's all this says. What else does this say? Extra firm handcraft, interfacing craft projects, wallets, bags, and more. What does this one say? Same thing. This one's lightweight to midweight fabrics. What's this one? Midweight fabrics. This one doesn't say. Iron on craft. And it's in Spanish, most of it. And I don't speak Spanish. Unless you guys do. So these would probably be the same exact stuff, honestly, because I buy all of them. But I usually buy, when I do, because I use a lot of stabilizer for the bags, even though this is the for applique, I do buy whole bolts. So I buy whole bolts of fusible. This one is the Pellon sheer weight 906 interfacing, which I've pretty much used completely. I get 911 often, and that one's the sew in. That one's sew in. That one's sew in. Which one is this one? Yeah, 911. I buy 911 a lot, it looks like. So yeah, I would just say try either the heat and bond or the 911. They're both the same thing to me. I use the 911 on bags. Okay. So I hope that helped, and someone probably else chimed in too, which helps because I don't always get the correct 100% answers if I didn't know, and plus I didn't see all the comments. So let's go back. Okay, I got that question. Okay. You will not be disappointed. You'll get the lightest one. The heavy one makes your needle gummy or sticky. Kim, I actually haven't had a problem with sticky or gummy needles, but then I am using a semi-industrial machine. So, and the good needles that go with it. I don't know. I don't think there's a difference, honestly, with the needles. What are you going to sew with it? And you can get the heat and bond by yardage, but I just got the one roll. See, I buy whatever's on sale. That's why I had so much. First time with you live. Hi, Dana from Eden, North Carolina. Well, welcome. Well, I'm always on. Well, I'm not always on, but my Insomniac videos are after 10 p.m. my time, just random, whenever I feel like coming on, whenever I can sew without waking anybody. That's pretty much it. I'm going to applique. Hi, Sonut. Joy elastic and tie face masks, so they have a choice, and I'm making with them some kind of pocket for a filter. Oh, I was thinking on the face mask thing too. For those of you who don't know but want to make face masks, let me turn you guys back around. I'm not going to see the comments for a second, but I'm going to show you what I was talking about using instead of elastic. This is stuff that you can buy at Walmart. Use this stuff. Tons of it. Bias tape. So if you don't know what this is, for those of you who want to make it, they make it in all. They even have, like, you can use seam tape. You can use, what is this one? More bias tape. I literally have, like, if I pulled all this off, it's nicely stacked underneath. Here, I'll just pull the camera up to it so you can see. It's sort of nicely stacked underneath. See? I have so much of this stuff, and it was some of it was donated to me, some of it I had already had, and I just only threw it all into one box. But if you use it and you fold it properly and you sew it on to your face mask, then you make enough of it to tie all the way, you know, you'll have to, I mean, this is how much comes on one. So that's 3 yards, I think, on most of them. So yeah, to have enough, they probably just cut this in half and they can cut off whatever they want. And then you would just sew down the full length of this once it's sewn onto the mask, and just put an equal amount on both sides to be able to tie around the head. But I also, oh wow, I didn't even know I had this. This is, what is that called? Piping. I didn't know I had pre-made piping. These are things I find when I dig through my stuff. I wonder if there's any more piping in here. I've been wanting to try piping in a purse. That's pretty cool. See, the things I have that I don't even know. Like there's bias ones that say bias binding on them. You can just use those even because they're pre-folded already. So if you're making face masks and you didn't know what to use, I would try this over using the elastic or rubber bands or anything like that. Oh, was this that? Oh no, that's thread fuse. What in the heck is thread fuse, guys? I don't even know what this is. Fiber. Oh, this is fusible polyester nylon thread for bobbin or looper stitch press. Based, no pins. What? So this is like a basting stuff. This is interesting. I've never had a thread like this before. Till I throw everything in a box. For basting, trims, pockets, zippers, lapped seams, hems, appliques. Okay, interesting. I didn't know I had that. Guess it looks like I have stuff when I put it all away. Oh, whoa, getting the area. There we go. All right, so yeah, if you're gonna try to make some, do that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, guys. Sorry. You get to go on a trip tonight. See you next fall. It's a joke. Stupid thing. If I turn it, it falls. And that's not my fault. That's the stupid stand's fault. I understand, but I don't. All right, back to sewing and reading some comments. I'm making them some kind of pocket for a filter. Let's see. Thank you, Kim. Remember to like the video. Thanks, Kim, for the reminder. I have usable interfacing, so maybe I can use that. It's nearly 4 a.m. for us. What are we all up doing? The one used for appliques. Heat and Bond has a glue on the back. Yes, so it will work as long as it's sticky on both sides. All of the fusible has varying amounts. It's going on a quilt, so it's going to get stitched down. So maybe either one would work. Thank you, everyone. What kind of sewing machine do you have? Me, I use a Juki TL 2010Q. I love this machine. Like, I prefer using this over my little brother machine. Like 100% prefer this over my brother. Do the 911 have glue on the back? Yes. They're one-sided glue. One side. And you can see what side it is because it's a little bit more shimmerier. Can I say that? Is that even a word? Shimmerier. It's more, it glistens more in the light. Okay, I said hi to Sona. I'm so old, I remember it called Stitch Witchery. Oh, the glue stuff. I have some of that too. It's a roll. It's called Stitch Witchery. Yeah, I actually use that often when I hem things like clothes that get ruined. I use the Stitch Witchery. Siobhan, if you use the type for the heavy fabric, it will make the fabric super stiff. If you use lightweight fabric type, it isn't as stiff. Exactly. Hi, Anne. Not the same as Stitch Witchery. Siobhan, makes sense. I'll probably go with lightweight. Yeah, most quilting cotton type stuff, I usually use the 911. If it's like for, if I was doing a t-shirt quilt, I would get a really heavy duty one. I don't know the next number. No, not decabonds for purses. Trying to think. Some of you would know. If any of you know, you can just put it for t-shirt quilts. If I was going to make one, I would use a heavier weight. But for lighter stuff, especially for applique, or if you're going to do reverse applique, which is stitching around, flipping it, and cutting a hole and putting it down, then I would definitely use a lighter one so that it, I don't know why, I've done it before on my Icy Spots quilt. It's all reverse applique. Up because my grandson called 911 and told them the house was on fire. Oh my God, are you serious? That's crazy, Sarah. Oh, yo. Review stitch witchery when I hemmed garments. Oh, I already just said that too. First time watching. What kind of bags do you make? I make purse bags. Let me sew a few more blocks and you can remind me and I'll pull a couple out. Dana, I'm not an insomniac. Truthfully, I can sleep day and night. It's rather my second hobby. YouTube is my reason for being up late. I think I'm addicted. Me too. Oh boy, someone's in trouble. So no, man down. There you go. Tossing us around. I can't help it. Stupid, dumb holder thing. You do applique using freezer paper and washable school glue, then heats up the glue with your iron, trace a piece of freezer paper on the iron and fabric and cut it out. You know, some freezer papers stick to the fabric. The one I have is where is it at? It's in one of those. It's right there. What brand is that called? See, now you guys get me on all these subjects. This wax paper stuff. If you put it on a certain way, I don't know which way it is, but if you put it on the fabric a certain way, the fabric will actually stick to it for like 15 minutes or so. It's the American Choice brand wax paper. And yeah, that's what I use when I'm cutting out applique sometimes. I don't really applique much, but when I do, I use stuff like this. And or I just cut it directly onto the other paper that I use, the two-sided tape paper, and then I cut, tear away the paper. Anyways, let me just not get up again for a few more minutes because I have a few more pieces to sew, and then I can do whatever after that. And then I'll try to finish reading. Shiny crates. No, just follow. Tiffany follows the sweetness who creates bag pattern. I watch her. She goes live actually. Sarah goes live when I'm live on Sundays for her social Sunday. She does hers at the same, well, it wasn't at the same time. It was an hour different for a while. And now it's at exactly the same times that I'm on. But I always watch her videos later. And for vinyl bag and leather bag videos, I watch Lauren Mormino. If any of you know who she is. I think her name is just Lauren Mormino, but when you turn on her video, it's always a pink screen that says, let's just sew, whatever. Yeah. So I watch her. The glue washes out and doesn't make the quilt stick where the applique is. Heat and bond does. Just apply the glue around the edges and pieces. 4, that's young. Smart, my oldest son did that when he was 4. Shiny side on the right side of fabric. That's not it, Tiffany. It's Reynolds freezer paper. FYI, blueprint classes are free right now. What are they? Free to watch. He knows how to spell his name and is doing adding and subtracting. Says the fabric until you peel it off and you can use it over and over again. Yeah. It's one of those. I just know I don't do applique often, so that's probably it's just one of the things I have around for quilting related stuff. Scott always says, why are you buying that? I have nothing to do with quilting. Well, because I need it to make something. Just like when I bought the stuff to make templates, the template card stuff. It's see-through. Well, it's not fully see-through. It's kind of iced is what I call it. And I was wondering why I needed that stuff, which is really hard to find, template paper. I just need to meet somebody that makes templates, that can make templates out of a 1/4-inch plexiglass for me. That would be cool. Then I could just have whatever template I want to create for long arming or for making quilt blocks or whatever. That would be cool, because then I can have my own templates for everything. But then I would have a ton of templates. You know, and I never actually counted how many blocks I'm making either, so I might have 1 or 2 left over when I start putting everything together. And then the border for this quilt will be this blue color again, and it's called Ink. That's the name of this color. I had to think about that for a second. CJ likes it, so that's all that matters. Unless he chooses something else to be the border fabric between now and later. All right, last one. And then I could get the iron turned on, press all these, and lay them on the floor. Before I do that, I'll show you some of the bags that I make. I can't show all because a lot of them have been gotten rid of, gifted, and or sold now. My miniature duffel bag sold right away. Yeah, it was my prototype. Go figure. Still sold. All right. Last one. I'm going to turn everything around, but carefully. I'm also going to make sure that my... Oh, dang. My phone is almost going to die. It's always happened to me. All right, so I'm going to plug this in without dropping anything, hopefully. Okay, so let me grab a couple bags. There is video for this one. This one is the Funky Messenger bag. I could have changed things up, but this was like, I just decided to do a video of the prototype because I was just teaching myself as I was teaching you guys. It has magnetic snaps. It has inside pocket. It has pockets on the other side. It has these front pockets. So when you open them, put something in, it closes itself because of the way they're sewn on. So you open it, put something in, and it closes itself because of the way I attach them. So it's super cute, has a wide bottom. I'm actually making some of these for people in different colorways for work bags. So definitely worked out perfect, but I'm changing the size of the flap. This one was a tutorial. I made 2 of these. Just little like handbags and crossbody bags. It has an inner pocket, and then it has a slip pocket in front of the inner pocket. That's a zipper, and then it has another pocket right here, which has the leftover fabric, and then it has a front pocket as well. It's super cute, and then it magnetically snaps closed. Nothing fancy, and then it's crossbody, so it can be adjusted. These are just the kind of bags I make. Simple, nothing complex. Another one I did on the tutorial. This one was like one of, I think this is like my 3rd bag. It's made with strips. Turned out really cool, actually. I like it, so I kept it for myself. I didn't know how to do zippers or anything when I first started. So it has a slip pocket on each side made with the leftover strips. And then I borrowed a friend's little snapper thing. This was before I got magnetic snaps and all that, and put snaps on it. So it's just a little, put whatever in it, shoulder bag, whatever. And I don't have any more bags. So now I'm just going to turn you to the iron in hopes that the stand stays and you guys can stare at my back. And then I'll read some comments while I wait for this to warm up. Put this up higher so I can see. Grab all these blocks and throw them over there. Bring back you guys up a little. Let's see. Thanks for BJ. No, check it out. Yep, Jill. Good to know. I always watch the quilting ruler classes. Amy Johnson, I believe her name is. She is awesome. I don't think I've heard of Amy Johnson. I'll have to check her out. Hi, Connor. Did I just say that? I'm not sure. Maybe I thought about it because it was in my mind that I was reading it. I don't know. Whatever. My dog and husband are having a snoring contest. How funny. I can't say nothing against snoring because I'm a snorer. It doesn't affect me though. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting them. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there's 22 blocks already. All right. Move that there. And they're pretty large too. So they should go pretty darn quick. All right. I'm going to put the comments there and I'm going to move the camera up top so that you guys can actually see ironing. Well, I iron because that's just, you don't always have to watch me talk the whole time, I guess. Okay, I just double checked. Her name is Amy Johnson. She explains ruler quilting so well. So learning how to make quilt tops, the quilting part is yet to come. Well, it's not that hard. Quite simple. I have quite a few of you Insomniacs here with me tonight. 25 of you. That's awesome. All right, let's get this flat. Flat as it's going to get for all being completely biased. If you're new to quilting and you don't know what the bias means, it means it's the stretchy side of the fabric. It's not on the straight leg grain. So let's see how big this is. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Just going to lay this one over here. They are 18-inch blocks. It's a pretty darn big block. So that's called pressing or setting the seam than pressing. Sorry, the word did not come out of my brain. So you can do that. Kind of like warm it up so that it rolls back easier, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I honestly don't think it makes that much of a difference. Okay, so I'm just going to get all these nice and flat. And there's 20 blocks. So it'd be 4 across by 5 down, right? Yeah, something like that. Just posted a picture of my latest project on your Facebook page. Okay, Daniel, we'll go look. I will. Her classes, creative quilting with rulers and quilting with rulers on a home machine. Usually accidentally kick him so he rolls over. In a loving way, of course. Obviously. So my nice big blocks should go together pretty darn quick. And we'll see how I lay them out because I'm not 100% sure at this very moment. And I really need to tie my hair back. It is in my face because of the fan being on. My hair is so thin, it just gets in my face crazy like. Have you ever made a double wedding ring quilt? Nope, that's on my list of quilts I want to make, and there's a specific template set that I want that makes the double wedding ring. I have a book. See if I can't see it right off the top. Nope. Nope, it's not there right on the top. I was hoping it was like right there on the top. What is everybody doing? Anybody sewing? Thank you, Pamela, for the reminder. Get some sleep. Okay, good night, Pam. I'll see you next time. I'm going to washing. You mean sashing between the blocks? No. Just going to lay them together. Throw a border on and be done kind of thing. It's for my 14-year-old son. I don't think he'll care. You guys want to hear a strange event that happened today? I had not only 1, not 2, but 3 of my kids here all at once. And 2 of them had their, I can't say significant other because they're not really married. They're boyfriends, girlfriends with them. So Maxine came over with her boyfriend Mason, and Damon came over with his girlfriend Gabby, just randomly. I thought that was kind of odd. Didn't see Alexa today though, but Alexa's been working still because her job is probably going super crazy with house cleaning calls and cleanup crews and stuff for people that are sick. She goes in with a hazmat suit and cleans it. Is it Marty Michelle set? Honestly, I don't know. It has a curve ruler. It has the background one. I guess you can lay, I don't know what it's called. The part that creates the center. So it's corners out on both. It's the part that makes the square that's empty, or not square, but part. It has the side for the curve ruler. It has the pieces to make all the little piece strips. I wish I had one of those darn things, the book or a picture, so I could tell you. I don't remember the name of the ruler set though. I had it somewhere. It was a book. I put the book aside. The book has pictures of it. Doesn't have what ruler set, but it has pictures, and I can't really, whatever, you know the word. Hi, Charla. Can't sleep. I don't think anyone can. That's why we're all here. Same with me, except I'm working, hanging out with all of you. My favorite thing to do. Well, besides hang out with my husband, because that's what we did yesterday all day and today after the girls left. Yesterday we watched all the Iron Man movies, and today we watched 2 of the Hulk movies, and then tomorrow we're going to watch as many of the Resident Evil movies as we can get in, because I have 3 of them on DVD. So, and one is on Hulu, I think. Hulu or Netflix. I don't remember what he told me it was on today, but I can actually lift this a little because you guys could still see me pressing. I like to look at the camera. Melon shape. Yeah, that's the word. I can't think. I just know that it has 2 square shapes, a small little curve shape, and then a longer oblong shape, and then it has the background piece, and it makes like probably 12 or 14-inch block, because I don't want to make little blocks. I don't want to make a tiny one. I want to make big blocks when I finally do make it. But yeah, that's been on my list of things to make, is a double wedding ring for a long time, since I first started, because that was one of the pictures I was looking at when I first started cutting things out and working with sheets. Was double wedding ring quilts. I thought they were the most amazingest thing. And big, huge Lone Star quilts too, which I've done plenty of. I actually have all the pieces cut and sewn together, ready for, I just need background for 2 more Lone Star quilts. Everything's ready for them. I just haven't finished. And if anyone's curious, I'm actually pressing all these with the seams that I just sewed out. And here's my hiccups again. Every day, 500 times a day. I actually called the doctor's office today, and they never called me back, so that I can have them write me a prescription. Tired of the freaking hiccups. I'm tired of the nausea. It's annoying. Too many medical problems. Been watching Lost in Space on VHS. It's funny, we still have a VHS and a VHS player, a VCR. We still have the VCRs in my bedroom, and we have mainly all Disney movies on VHS, and then we have a whole big, huge stack of VHS out in the garage. A lot of old, good movies. on VHS. Marty and Michelle set. Someone else's it. And I just got another set. I'm going to decide which I like the best. Make a quilt. Well, let me know what size blocks, what set it is, because I know what I'll have to. Maybe I'll just go online and look, because it's in my saved favorites. You know, like when you Google something and you save your favorite that you found on Googling something, it's in that. I just need to go and look, because the name and everything, the price, all that's all on that website. I just never ordered it. My husband always tells me, finish what you've started before you get anything else, whether it's fabric or anything. And a double wedding ring I can probably make out of fat quarters or something, you know, just in a background color. And I have lots of nice fat quarter sets I can use. Speaking of things I can use, I guess I'll just show mail while I'm here. Everybody knows my friend Anna. She decided to send me another gift. So I will show you guys what she sent me real quick before I press more. She sent me a thread zap, so I can zap threads on the bags that always end up on the outside. Surprisingly, this is hopefully going to come really, really, really handy. A card, don't need to read that to you. Some patterns for Sunshine Crossbody bag. I guess it's a free pattern on bag stock. Is that called bag stock designs? And then another one for a Dolly crossbody bag. These are what I want to been wanting to get some vinyl for, but I didn't buy any when I was at Hobby Lobby the other day because I was waiting for the right bag to come around. So I think I'm going to buy some cork and actually try this one first. She sent me a nail file that has a butterfly on it, and it's really cool because it came with this really awesome Snazzy Creations little history about it, or you know, it's because it's a crystal glass nail file, and since I have nail issues, this is going to come in so much handy. She sent me a fat quarter bundle of Along the Reef by something bunch, maybe that says. Whoops. Something bunch, I can't tell, by Clothworks. Really, 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 I'm not going to open it because I'm just going to put it away, but they're really, really pretty dark colors. So this was like super awesome. And then she sent, I'll show that in a second. She sent the, this is a yard of fabric. And then on the other side, there's this, and it's a yard. And I don't know, but we were looking at this. See this pink in here? That pink color. It looks like another fabric that I have gotten before that glue in the dark. So we held it up to the light, and sure enough, they glow in the dark. So it's really cool. And then this panel, I'm gonna have to hold this up over this way because it's kind of big. And I love this. And I think I'm gonna use this fat quarter bundle with this panel, and then with the next item as my backing. This is like so amazing, and you guys know I love butterflies and fairies and butterflies all in one. Isn't that just so awesome? Like, I totally love this. You know, and it's very hard because it's hard for me to thank someone so much, and I usually don't share mail because sometimes I think it's personal, and I do get mail, and that sometimes it's personal, and the little notes I get. So that's why I open it and don't do it on video. But Anna, when you see this later, I already told you thank you, but oh my goodness, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This is definitely going to be made. I think I'm going to do it with this set. I'm not sure, but it just seems like they go together. So, and then last but not least in the bag is this. Let me open it just a little. And there's, I didn't measure it, but we, I held it and did the hand thing that I usually do. So there's, it seems like there's about 6 yards here. It could be 6 yards. It's enough to do a backing or to back a quilt. So more butterfly fabric. And last time she sent me mail, she sent me butterfly fabric again. So this is a totally different line. And you guys know me. I love anything to do with butterflies, all sorts of colors, shades, shapes of butterflies, like fancy ones and not fancy ones. I like it all. So again, to Anna, if you're watching this later, I thank you so very much. Very touching and beautiful, beautiful fabric. And like I told her already, it's like I don't want to cut this stuff up. I won't cut the panel. I'll trim around it, but I won't cut it. And I don't know what I can make with this, but I will definitely be, I think this would look cool on a bag. Honestly, if it really does glow, we're not sure because the lights weren't completely out, but it definitely was shining brighter than anything else in the room. So yeah. So I have some bag patterns. I just need to get some, I really been wanting to try vinyl for a while now. So I just need to get some vinyl and then I can try that. With it. So yeah, definitely a great surprise, especially since nobody can leave home and do anything, you know. So it was wonderful to go to the post office, and we were putting mail in the mail, so that's how I knew I had something in the mail, because I checked my post office box. So yeah, it was so awesome. Yes, definitely a nice gift. There's a diamond painting in the Mary Maxim catalog, just like that panel. It was really pretty. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I love gifts, and that was definitely a wonderful, wonderful gift. Sometimes I don't feel like I deserve it, but I guess I do. I definitely make stuff out of all the things I get, so that's a positive. Just when it comes to having personal quilts, I do have a lot of personal quilts now. That's okay. My kids can fight all over them all in the future, because they'll all still be in immaculate condition because they never get used. They're all just sitting. All right, let me try to get all 20. The rest of all 20. There's 22 of these all pressed nicely. And then I will lay them on the floor as best as possible because they are quite large. You absolutely deserve the gifts. I know, sometimes it doesn't feel like I do. Like I don't get to come on as much as I would have wanted to. Like I used to come on at least 4 or 5 times a week. And now I'm coming on maybe 2 to 3 times a week, but it's been really hard lately. There's a lot of stuff going on in our lives right now, so and yeah, it's not just being stuck at home with people having a virus and me trying to stay away from getting sick from the virus. Just a lot of stuff going on. Everybody has a lot of stuff going on, but mine is impacting the amount of videos I've been making. So, which I haven't been making any regular videos, only doing live stream, which is a lot easier for me. And I hope all of you, especially those of you who watch this later, understand I do live streams. It's pretty much the same thing, except the regular made videos, all the chat is edited out. Because the regular video is just minus all the chat. Sometimes the chat part, you'll learn a thing or two or 3 or more, you know. And since other people get to ask questions, those answers are also answered out loud if someone had that same question before. So that helps with live streaming. Hi. I'm running out of water. You put some more. I realize that this iron definitely steams more when it is full of water. Like, and better. And I like a lot of steam. Oops, I spilled water. It's okay. It will dry off with the iron. So with half square triangles, I know a lot of people say they press the seams open. I do not. So every once in a while, when a bunch of seams come together, like right here, it's kind of bulky. And you know, since even though I got rid of the dog ears, it's still kind of bulky. So for those of you who are picky about bulkiness, you can go ahead and open those seams up so it's less bulky when you're pressing, but I don't. Of course, this is not one of those quilts that I actually even need to be a perfectionist with in any way whatsoever. I am making sure everything is pressed the same way though, so that when I put it together, I can have nesting seams. Or at least hope so, depending on how I put my blocks together. Good night, everyone. Sleep well. Okay, good night, Jill. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining. Oops, that's two. Just need one. Almost done. Almost done. Let's see what my charge is at real quick so I know how much longer I can go. Okay, I'm good for now. Anybody been watching any other good live streams lately that you guys want to mention on here? 1:37 here. We're all up late tonight. It's, what time is it here? 1:37 here as well. I'm always up this late though. Even if I wasn't unable to sleep, I'm always up this late. My normal bedtime doesn't occur until like 3, almost 4 a.m. Then I start wanting to try to sleep. And then it doesn't happen right away either. Like, I definitely cannot fall asleep right away, ever. Kim is 3:37 in Missouri. BJ said good night to Jill. $4:37 for Dana. Wow, it's the late. Dana's got the latest time so far, huh? 3:38 in Mississippi. I'm watching Lisa Cat, and she's been doing blocks every day. Give a measurement one day for the next block. Ah, that sounds interesting. Doesn't she do Facebook though, or does she do YouTube too? I know that I follow her on Facebook. I didn't know she does YouTube as well. I don't really hang out on Facebook much lately. So if you guys have been over in the group, you've noticed that I haven't been posting anything like table runners or quilts or progress. I kind of got on a little on the lazy side when it comes to taking pictures and updating. I don't know why. I haven't posted on my Instagram in like 3 weeks or more. Could be more. I just haven't been taking pictures as much. which I usually do, but I don't know. I go through my phases. I guess I'm just in one of those phases right now where I look at everybody's stuff, but I don't haven't been posting my own, which I should, but that's okay. It happens every once in a while. We get burnout on Facebook and Instagram and all sorts. I don't think I'll ever get burnt out of YouTube though, because that's like my my go-to board reliever, I guess is the word for it. It's every time I go out and smoke, I usually watch a YouTube video while I'm outside smoking too. So it doesn't take me an hour to smoke, obviously, but I'll start the video while I'm out there. Gives me something to do while I'm sitting outside in the cold. Well, not really what you guys think is cold, but what I think is cold. Much says Becca. Charlotte's in Texas. What's Texas? That's Texas. T. Oh, Charlotte's supposed to put Texas. Okay. Yeah, I didn't catch Becca yesterday, but Kim actually told me, I told her to tell Becca for me, so that was okay. I did watch it this morning though. Or yesterday morning, I should say, in the middle of the night, after she had been done for like a few hours. So thank you, Kim, for telling her I said hi for me. I couldn't watch though. I was having my movie time with my husband, and I didn't have my phone to keep from distracting me, or else I'd play on my phone during movie time. And Scott, I don't think Scott likes that too much. So I decided to put it away and watch the movies. Did I already use all that water? All right, last block to press, and then I'm going to lay these on the floor. That part, you're going to have to give me a second for, though, because I am already getting worn out from doing this. I'm saving the videos to do a sampler quilt. From which channel? You guys do know that if you go to my album called Birthday Blocks or Birthday Quilt or whatever, there's actually 17 different blocks in there that I did for my own sampler quilt, 4 of them being the same block repeated 4 times, made 4 times. I made the same block 4 times because of the way I set my quilt up, but I did do a sampler. If you guys are interested, I didn't call it a Tiffany's, it's just my birthday blocks, idea blocks. So, but it's definitely a sampler quilt. And I'll show you guys one more time because it's actually easily grabbable. So this is a sampler quilt. They're called birthday blocks. For anybody that is interested, that wants to make a sampler quilt. So as you can see, 4 of the blocks are the same, which are, turn it upside down, which are those. Those are the snail trail blocks. The directions and the piecing instructions are in every single video. So for those of you that are interested, it makes a quilt this big if you use 2.5-inch sashing. So, or you can make 2 of every block or whatever. But I did that in the center purposely because it's cool. So yeah, that is my sampler thing that I did from last year. All right, let's go to the floor now. I'm going to tip this down. Hopefully we don't fall, guys. We're going to go to the floor. And remember, I'm in my pajamas, so I bet you guys are too, though. Let's see. Awesome YouTube saving the video. Okay, I saw that. You're welcome. Difficult. Okay, here we go. I don't know if I'm gonna have room, so it's gonna be 4 across. Right, 4 across. Hold on. So if it was facing this way, I'm gonna turn it once. And I'll grab another one. If it was facing this way, I'm gonna turn it once, twice. That. And it's facing this way, I'm going to turn it once, twice, 3 times. Does that look right? Let's see. I'm just going to lay it out and see what happens. So let's do that again. They face up the first time. This way the second time. Away. That way the third time. Hold on, let's see. And this way the 4th time. That seems like it's going to be big enough. Oops, I'm in the way. Okay, so let's do it all over again. So let's start with the top like that. And the next one would be colored up this way. The next one would be colored down this way. Actually, I'm going to swap this one because there's too much pink right there. Color down that way. Color up this way. And then do it all over again. Have the same as the second. So, color down that way. And I don't want that green right there. Color that way. And the second one has at the top that. And this one would be top of that. And this one would be like that. Let me swap these two real quick. Hold on, gotta look. How is this one like that? And this one is like this. Aha, there we go. Next row. Oh, I'm gonna have to back you guys up some so you can see more of it. I'll have to do it like from the ceiling in a minute, or from up high, because that's not gonna get far enough. All right, let's grab another one. So it'll be blue this way first. color this way. And first color facing down. And hold on, that one's facing down. And this one is facing up. There we go. I have 2 blocks left. I think I'm going to switch. No, I'm not going to switch any of those. Okay, let me bring you guys up high. I'm going to try to turn the camera around. Again, the colors are going to be really hard to, I'm going to unplug for a second so that you can see. Obviously, they're not laying completely perfect. There we go. So that way you can tell the difference between the darks. So what do we think of this? I can move it around again. So technically it's creating a pinwheel, and or if you look at it a different way, it's creating a around the world almost. If you look at it a different way, they're just going up and down. It's kind of like CJ doesn't really care, honestly, but it repeats again. Opposite. So the first and second row would create it, but then the second and third row would create it. Third and fourth, and so on and so forth. I think it looks really cool. I think the whites are spread, or the light colors are spread around pretty darn good. I think so. Let me get up high so you guys can see even more. And you can tell me if whites need to be moved around from a different perspective. All right, here we are from the ceiling perspective. And yes, I can climb up on my desk. What do you guys think? I can't see comments because I'm not down with them. I think it's pretty well blended. Yeah, that one folded because of the fan, or because I stepped on it. I don't know why. Okay. All right. Let's get my happy butt down from here. It's pretty darn big, and it'll have that dark blue as a border. Yes, I think I have done quite well, but I am not putting it together tonight because I've already been on 2 hours. So I'm going to turn this around, read some comments, and then get off of here because I've already killed my phone. But I'm going to leave this on the floor, just like this for now. Let me go turn that backlight off. Oh, are you kidding me? All right, guys, I'm just going to hold this and then read comments. That stupid stand. All right. Stay right here. Okay. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. I love it too. Yes. This whole stand thing, I really need a new one. All right, so I'm going to leave this on the floor, even though I've already made a mess of it. I like it. I think it's awesome. CJ will like it too. I'll leave it on the floor in case he wants to make any changes tomorrow. You know? Other than that, that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys. It has been 2 hours, and I think I'm going to get my little butt off of here. And you can look at me like this for a second. That way you guys can all get some sleep. And then 2 blocks are left that can go in the back of his quilt. Plus, technically, I can just make a strip of it because there's 6 more pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then hook them all together. So it can make like some kind of center of the back, you know? So I can actually have some fun with it. All right. All right, guys. So I hope all of you enjoyed watching me put those together. I got to explain this layout if any of you want to do this really quick before I get off. How about that? So they're all made the same, right? So every block, I started with them up, right? The background color. Then the next one I turn, so it would be down. And then if you think of it in 4 patch, the next one is turned twice. So these face down this way, and then the next one's face up. So go up, over, down, over, for those that are curious. So I repeated that same 4 patch like in the next 4 patch, but then I paid attention to the rows. Once I did these 2, I repeated the process again with the next 4 and the next 4. So row 1 matches row 3, row 2 matches row 4, and row 5 matches row 3. So that's how it's done. So it's going up to the right, down to the right, over, down to the left, up to the left. That's how they're laid out for now. I might have to move some of these pinks around, but I really don't care. I thought it would be a little bit different. The pinwheel parts would be more brighter. These ones are. And where's the next pinwheel? Am I lost here? Oh, that one I think is facing the wrong way. No, it's not. Yes, it is. One of them is facing the wrong way because there's supposed to be a pinwheel right there. Okay, either way, I'll fix it in a minute. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, like, share the videos, and Insomniac quilting series are always after 10 p.m. Arizona time, which is my time. And when you can't sleep, put your pajamas on, hang out with me. And it's random, so don't expect it to be every day, because it's not. All right, see you guys next time. Bye for now. Thanks for hanging out.